On Monday, actually, the government revealed that D.C. Navy Yard shooter Aaron Alexis falsified items on his background check application that ended up getting him secret clearance. But he's not the only one who fell through a crack in the system. Federal prosecutors have found at least 350 instances of faulty background check investigations in recent years. Many of these were done by private contractors and special agents for the Office of Personnel Management. An investigation by Reuters found over 21 cases resulting in convictions where applicants falsified records between 2004 and 2012. Now, Arthur, 350 sounds like a lot, but it's a pretty small slice of the pie when it comes to the number of 2 million background investigations OPMS do every year.
Yeah, and when you're talking about convictions, those are examples where the system worked. What we're concerned about is where people slip through. And our own Dave Jamieson has done some great reporting on how some of the people working at one of these background check companies were totally overwhelmed by their caseload. So it's a very disconcerting situation, especially considering that there's typically a backlog of people waiting to get their top secret clearances and whatnot.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, this is just one of the companies that actually do these background checks. Do we know how many Washington depends on total? We know they've got an army of private contractors.
Absolutely, and it brings to mind Ed Snowden as well. Like, there's a lot of vulnerability apparently within this vast army of private contractors that are doing all kinds of highly sensitive and important work for the government. So it's disconcerting when these gaps are exposed. Hopefully, they can do a little better.
But it's important to not use the gaps as an excuse to say we don't need background checks, because that's often what happens, right? Is that these 350 cracks that we found that people slip through will then be taken up by people like the NRA who say, see, even when we have background checks, even when we do thorough investigations, there's nothing that we can do to prevent crazy people from doing crazy stuff. But the truth is, the searches do work most of the time. 99% of the time they work. And I'd rather deal with those cracks than to get rid of background checks altogether.
Well, I don't think anyone will be talking about getting rid of background checks for security and intelligence reasons. But yeah,
No.
I could imagine the NRA using this as an argument against background checks for guns.